You see my shirt? Well, it's done, folks. It is done for now. Greg Abbott has vetoed the SB3, Senate Bill 3, which would have outlawed all THC products in Texas, with very few exceptions. So here's a detailed explanation here, or more detailed than I can give. So Senate Bill 3 is a complete ban on all consumable hemp-derived THC products, including Delta 8, Delta 9, gummies, vapes, drinks, making, manufacture, sale, or possession a crime, Class C misdemeanor, and third-degree felony for sellers or manufacturers. So our friend Dan Patrick was acting like this is his Super Bowl. I mean, he was saying that he doesn't even care if he gets voted out for this.
I understand wanting to protect children, but you have grown adults who are using these products too. Is there a way to do this where grown adults could still have access to these products?
We don't want adults having this either. What are you, crazy? You want to go home and eat a bag of this tonight? See if you're here tomorrow?
Yes. Give me the whole freaking bag, Dan. His whole thing was he wants to protect kids. And I'm a father as well, and I want to protect kids too. But it is ultimately the responsibility of the parent to make sure that their kids aren't doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. If your child wants to, they can get their hands on just about anything. They can have someone sketchy buy them beer, buy them liquor, buy them drugs, weed, anything. It doesn't matter what it is. That is ultimately on you as a parent to make sure that your kids aren't doing something like that. And then during a lot of the press conferences, he brought a lot of these products out and showed the news and the media. He was like, these are what they're marketing to your kids. And it's just like bags of edibles and stuff like that.
We'll take all of this THC that's been poisoning kids and adults. There you go, sir. Thank you.
Of course, this got a lot of backlash from people such as myself that enjoy cannabis and hemp products. But this even got a ton of backlash from Republicans, the people who put Dan Patrick and Greg Abbott into office. But all in all, like, I just do not understand the mentality of Dan Patrick. He has a bad taste in his mouth about anything cannabis or hemp related, and because he doesn't think so, no one should be able to, and that is absolute tyranny in my mind. And this kind of ties in, I wanted to talk a little bit about, I did a review of the Texas Hill Country gummies, these guys. So I've been meaning to make a more detailed video about this, but this kind of goes full circle here, so I'm going to just do it here. I made a review of the Texas Hill Country gummies that they make, and they actually commented on it because I love their product. It's great. It's probably my favorite Texas hemp gummies product. And so I gave them a glowing review, and they commented on my video, and they were like, hey, come out to our building in Austin. We'll hook you up. And so I was like, holy shit, yeah, free weed? And so I actually went out there. It was embarrassing because on the comment they said, ask for Madison. And so I go to their building, kind of nervous, never really done anything like that before. And I brought my camera, like I was going to take some videos and like interview them and stuff and just kind of get do a little mini documentary about my experience there because I like their company so much. And I was like, hey, I'm from YouTube, and Madison commented on my video and said to come by. Is she here? And the guy was like, he is here. And I was like, shit, off to a bad start already. But no, so I met Madison Wickham is his name. He's one of the co-founders of Texas Hill Country Provisions. And he took me back to they've got a building with like a studio, and they do like, their warehouses next door and stuff. And I mean, these guys couldn't have been nicer. He showed me around, talked to me just about really everything, like how he got started, how they do a lot to try and help small Texas artists, like musicians. They have a whole studio where they do like a session thing. And I mean, really honestly couldn't have been they were the nicest guys ever. And he also gave me 2 bags of gummies and 2 free hats. And I mean, yeah, I talked to them, and it was like I just knew these guys for years. They were just like the nicest guys ever, seriously. So I will always support that brand. And Madison, I'll show a clip of it, but he actually went and spoke before, I think it was Texas Congress, and spoke out against the SB3
Here on behalf of Chill Country Cannabis, and you are against the bill. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Please proceed.
My name is Madison Wickham. I'm a native Texan, a father to 3 young Texans, and the owner of a Texas-based, mission-driven company called Chill Country Cannabis. We manufacture and sell organic, lab-tested cannabis edibles that are 100% compliant with the 2018 Federal Farm Bill. This bill would certainly disrupt my business, but that is not why I'm here. I've been building businesses in Texas for 15 years, and I know how to navigate around roadblocks. I'm here for the millions of Texans, it's millions, not thousands, it's millions, of Texans who enjoy or rely on access to safe, natural hemp-derived products, most of whom have no idea that their rights and personal freedoms are being threatened. Unfortunately, very few people pay attention to the Texas legislative process. Cannabis is a literal gift from God. If you believe in God, He made the plant. If you don't believe in God, you should eat one of my gummies and contemplate that belief.
Another brand that I've come to really respect. I mean, I've respected them since the beginning of the Farm Bill, because Texas tried to do this before and ban. They said that the Farm Bill is being used as a loophole for THC products, which, I mean, it kind of is, honestly. But if it allows it in the bill, they should be able to make it. Like, that's these are legit businesses making billions of dollars for tax revenue. Like, these are big boys in the suits that decide these things. Lucas Gilkey from Hometown Hero, he's the CEO of a brand called Hometown Hero. They filed a lawsuit and saved us the very first time this happened, when they tried to ban all THC products, and it worked, and it bought us another 4 or 5 years, whatever it is, up until now, since that happened. Lucas is the one who orchestrated that whole thing. So we owe, and many businesses owe, that brand a lot of recognition for allowing them to exist. But I've been following him a lot concerning the SB3 veto, political situation. He provides updates like nearly every day. And I also bought this shirt. You'll see probably in the video I post. Come and take it. Fight to keep hemp legal in Texas. Thought it was pretty badass. But as far as spreading awareness on this issue, we owe them a huge thank you as well. And he spoke before Congress as well, similar to how Madison did.
The hemp industry in Texas has served Texans diligently over the last 6 years. There has not been a single death attributed to hemp. The deaths recently cited by an Allen City sheriff were in fact opioid-related and nothing to do with hemp products. Texans have also made their voices heard via a recent poll by Basilis and Associates, a conservative research group, finding that 68% of Texans, including conservatives, want the hemp THC industry to stay legal, particularly since it has been regulated since 2019. SB3 is simply a venture capital-backed state-sanctioned monopoly play that would disenfranchise and leave over 53,000 people unemployed for one company that stands to benefit.
We're not on SB3.
Yes, sir.
We're on
HB 28 is more the same, banning every category except beverages, which would then be handed over to the well-funded alcohol industry, not the people who invested in slave for the last 6 years building the hemp industry of Texas.
Does anyone want to try any of this? Anybody want this bag? Okay.
Whoa, coming in hot from Dan Patrick right there. This is our Rice Krispie Treats. And they have all of the ingredients on the back and a COA, so you can tell what is in them. The coupon code is Dan Patrick.
And it's just kind of ludicrous because the Farm Bill, 2018 Farm Bill, allows Texas farmers to grow hemp to make these products. So in 2018, when they allowed that, of course, tons of businesses opened. There's 8,000 plus businesses for these hemp products in Texas. 54,000 jobs, and like a $8 billion industry or more emerged from this, from letting people do this. And so to allow it and then to waive, to allow these businesses to open, these people change their lives and, went all in on making these businesses, and then just for Dan Patrick to come in and say, nope, never mind. That's not going to fly. Even for Republicans, and especially libertarians. Like, this is about the most anti-libertarian thing you can do here, which a lot of people that lean to the right or Republicans identify as libertarians. So
the super kind of like, hippie free spirit mentality of Austin, surrounded by a bunch of rednecks with guns, I think creates some sort of balance in Texas and is really a big reason why this place is so awesome, because there is balance, right? It's not like if there wasn't balance, then Austin would be a cement pavement, right? It would be all the green belts would be developed, and but we have a lot of nature preserve and all these things that are protected by the granola people, and so eventually this plant is going to be legal. It's absurd that it isn't. That is so in the back of my head, I was like, well, if I can establish a cool, unique Texas brand that's pro cannabis, then there might be all sorts of things we could do with actual cannabis products. It happened a lot faster than Chris and I anticipated because of the hemp laws, which are now being threatened by our friend Dan Patrick. We'll see how that plays out in this legislative session, but yeah, I mean, we're not. It's we fully intended on making cannabis products at some point. It just happened a lot quicker than we thought, and so now as of 2 years ago when we launched the first line of gummies, that really solidified the brand concept.
It puzzles me why my friend Greg Abbott, Governor Abbott, would at the last minute, at about 22 minutes after 11, decide to veto this bill. I know he gave the reasons in his proclamation, but our team simply doesn't agree with those reasons, and we'll talk through that. In reading the proclamation, one can only come to this conclusion, which surprises me. The governor of the state of Texas wants to legalize recreational marijuana in Texas. That's the headline, folks.